TJ from downtown, turning away with a hand in the face. That is outrageous. Oh, Humphreys, monstrous jam.
Last opportunity, and it wouldn't be a corner without Harrell throwing one down and getting the crowd to their feet.
Oh, there we go.
Came flying in.
Side on Marcus Lee. Lethal around the ring.
Outside to Golding, fires away, and Hicks.
Ball in the hands of the right man. Making big plays when they matter most. What a way to finish off round 4 in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Melbourne United playing host to the Adelaide 36ers. And for this Adelaide team, after an off-season of turmoil, things have really started to get in the right direction. They've won their last 3 games and come here today full of confidence. But for Melbourne, a celebration this afternoon as Chris Golding plays game number 450. You might love him, you might hate him, but one thing you can't deny, he is one of the greatest scorers of the modern era. Great to have your company at John Cain Arena. It's 4th versus 5th on the Mitsubishi Motors ladder. Big crowd in the house this afternoon. I'm Jack Heverin, and I'm a little humbled, to be honest, to be surrounded by the greatness that I am this afternoon. Jenna O'Hea, Australian Opal's former captain, and Andrew Gay is the greatest player that this league has ever seen on a celebration day for Chris Golding.
No, it is. It's going to be a fun night for Chris. Afternoon, I should say. He's been spectacular. The consistency, what is he got? 70 straight games on a streak where he's made at least 1 3-pointer. And at 450 games of high-quality games. At that, he had a 50-piece in this venue. I might add for the mighty Melbourne Tigers. But he is a star. He is box office. And the way he can get shots off is like none other.
And Jenna, the thing with Chris Golding that I think is still so remarkable is at 35, still playing some of his best basketball.
Yeah, and he's still got a lot of games left in those legs of his. His longevity in this league and loyalty to this league, I think, is a real testament to him. And he's much-watched basketball, and I'm looking forward to this afternoon. Big
crowd as well expected. A lot of Golding jerseys for this one as well. From an Adelaide point of view, we talk about the 36ers and what they're doing so far. We'll get to them shortly, but here is Chris Golding where he stacks amongst the active players versus all time.
Yeah, the numbers are impressive, aren't they? Anytime you see a number 1 next to it, you can't beat it. And, you know, I think he's still got a lot to give. He's 35, getting to that certainly closer to the end of the career than the start. But the way he plays, he looks like he keeps his body in magnificent condition. So still got a lot to offer.
Adelaide 36ers, as I mentioned, Jenna, have won their last 3 games, and since the arrival of Montrezl Harrell, things have changed with this organisation.
Yeah, he's brought a sense of urgency and enthusiasm to this 36ers squad that they really needed, and the Adelaide Arena was pumping on Friday night, and that's what he brings.
He's must-watch, Drew. Every time he plays, you're drawn to him.
For sure. His pedigree is there for all to see. Anytime you get a player that's averaged 18 points a game in a season of NBA basketball, you know he brings some quality. But it's not just what he does on the floor. His enthusiasm for the game is infectious. He's pumping up his teammates. He's pumping up the kids. He's doing everything out there, and let's hope that we can hang on to him because he's the type of personality we love to have in the NBL.
Here's what he had to say post-game on Friday night.
Is this a place you can see yourself finishing out a season?
Yeah, I can. I definitely can. It's a simple answer for that, man. Like I said, these fans, this organization has been nothing but love. They supported me ever since I've gotten off that plane on that 24-hour ride, and it's been amazing, man. So I'm just looking to keep, doing everything I can for this organization, and, they're giving it right back.
He's going to be a lot of fun to watch this afternoon. Another big crowd here at John Cain Arena. Steph Baumgartel is courtside with us this afternoon, and Steph, there's a good feeling in the air.
There sure is, Jack. Great to be with you courtside this afternoon. I'm sure you can hear the noise. It's an absolute packed house here at John Cain Arena. Melbourne United sold out their season memberships earlier this week, and their fans are very eager to see them get their first home win of the season. Meanwhile, for Adelaide 36ers, as you mentioned, they're looking to go 4 in a row.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams. We're about 20 seconds away from tip-off. There is Chris Golding celebrating game number 450 in this Melbourne United starting lineup. Jenna has included Ian Clark so far this season.
Has, and he's been great. I think this is a great starting lineup. Offensively, very strong, but also defensively, which they'll need against this Adelaide 36ers lineup.
And this Adelaide team, one thing we know about them is they can score. They can put big numbers on the board. Here's their starting five.
They certainly can, and Davis has been fantastic in recent weeks in that win streak. But anytime you've got a team that's got the leading scorer and leading rebounder in the competition, you know you've got something to look forward to, and that's the case when you've got DJ and Montrez. That DJ in particular, we know he's never seen a shot he doesn't like, but his percentages this season really high, very efficient, and it seems like his game's maturing and he's found a niche in this system.
Montrez Harrell ready to go. 3 straight double-doubles. Crowd on their feet at John Cain Arena. It's a beautiful thing. 36ers and United. And it's Adelaide in possession first. In their white strip, our officials Ken Widgeon, James Gregool and Ruben Walcott. Isaac Humphries has really started to find some form. Was a bit slow to get going. Shot clock down to 5 for Adelaide off their first possession. Little handoff to Davis. Shea Ely takes care of that rebound. 10 points, 5 assists against Cairns last Sunday. 16, 9 and 9 on the Friday night in Perth against the Wildcats. Another Silivic. Looks like Shea Ely is going to be his defensive assignment this afternoon. Sunday Deck pulls up and drains it. Adelaide on the board first.
Adelaide 36ers so far this season have been playing at a real high tempo, but the defense of United is going to slow them down a little more, and how they operate in their half-court sets is going to go a long way to see if they can keep this scoring juggernaut. They're second in the competition in points per game, and a lot of that's got to do with their efficiency and pace of play.
Humphries coming back in on low. 96.5 points a game Adelaide is scoring so far this season. Billy runs straight into a brick wall in Humphries.
It is,
and it hasn't taken long for Rob Lowe and Montrez Harrell to start talking.
There's some people, you know, all the bravado and all the sort of chest pumping can have an impact. Montrez is not one of them. I'm saying let sleeping dogs lie and don't poke the bear when it comes to Montrez.
I wouldn't be poking that bear.
He's still talking too.
He's made a friend in Melbourne. Illy makes both free throws. All of a sudden, we're very quickly drawn to that matchup of Lowe and Harrell. Here's Humphries down the middle, smashes it down.
Well, that's a way to beat the press. That gets Melbourne United thinking, can we extend our defense when they get a two-hand stuff by Isaac Humphries? And great work.
Golding trying to get an early look, almost travelled. Clark with his feet set. Not a man you'd be leaving alone, Jenna.
Not at all, and he shot beautifully during the warm-ups. I barely saw him miss, and he's continued it into the game.
Adelaide at the other end. Look down, and there's a shot going up.
Well, Sunday, he's when he first started his career, that really wasn't part of his repertoire. But he's developed into a reasonable three-point threat. That guy right there, he is a three-point threat. Oh, my glorifield days. You talk about when you have your feet set. When he's got his feet set, he is the best in the competition.
41% so far this season from outside Ian Clark. Illy takes care of another loose ball. Flies to the other end, Golding. High degree of difficulty, it rattles out. Three minutes played here at John Cain Arena. 8 apiece between Melbourne and Adelaide. Facility picking up from where he left off on Friday.
Wow, that is impressive. Shea Ili is riding him like a glove, and he was still able to make that shot. That is just impressive by DJ.
Going long on that three.
It's a genuine test for DJ in this one because he's got one of the elite defenders on him. That's an offense. Ooh, looked like an offense. If he foul on the screen set by DJ on Chris.
Ili feeds low. Nice pass. They break through Adelaide's defensive wall. A bit happening early in this game.
It is. It's a explosive start, fun start to this one.
Sunday Dets just knocked down a couple already. Spins. And with the left hand, that is a nice finish. Sunday's got 8 early on.
Bit of penetration by Sunday.
Dellavedova, Bowen getting set to check in for Melbourne United. Delly coming off the bench again after last week. Jets trying to play through Golding. No foul that time.
Well, they said, yeah, you might be a 450th, but we're going to make you play a little bit of defence. And Sunday, whenever he sees Chris Golding on him, he's looking to take it off the bounce and try and find a way to get to the rim and make him play.
Jack White's first points of the game. 3 straight double-doubles in his return to the NBL this season. Down low to Humphries. Over the top of Lowe. His touch is so good.
His last 3 games in particular have been really impressive.
Let him move, let him move.
All right, walks into a 3. Everyone getting a lick of the ice cream early.
Well, when you're going 10 deep, the pace of play to get everyone involved, those early options are common. Ooh, that's a quick shot by DJ. And this pace that Melbourne United want to play at puts a lot of pressure on your defensive trans.
DJ, here we go. Next play.
Players from both teams absolutely spent.
Montrez hit the backboard and was still moving with the ball hit the rim.
It's like ice hockey. There's line changes going on.
Hit the backboard, he was shaking.
There's a goaltend there. You heard the official in the background. Montrez slapping the backboard. So it counts.
3-point lead to Melbourne. Jason Cadee, Lat Mayen in for their first minutes, as is Nick Marshall for Adelaide. Nice pick up, Mayen. Good pass for Humphries. They're getting the big man involved early.
And he's finishing really efficient around the rim.
Lee, beautiful pass for Dellavedova. Check the feet, check the grip, knocked it down.
Delly, after the birth of his child, misses a game and he's come off the bench the last couple of games. Now, he's still playing starter minutes, but it does change the look of some of the rotations and who he's playing alongside.
Humphries fouled and won.
His level of confidence and aggression these last 3 games have been really great. Those first couple of games he tended to fade it away and was missing those shots. Now he's just going up with a lot of power, a lot of strength, and gets the and one on this one.
And the way he's evolved as a player as well. Early on, when he came out of college, he played for me with the Sydney Kings, and he's still trying to find his way. Easy to pick and pop, looking to try and get that mid-range going. But the last couple of years, really just focusing in on his strength and the efficiency on the roll and the way in which they can post him up and the spin moves and the touch around the glass. It's tremendous the way he's evolved and found his spot.
Mayen and Humphries getting each other's way. Golding 0-3 to start the game, and they've all been good looks.
I really love that action that Melbourne United just ran for him. He hits those a lot of the time, so I don't think he'll miss too many more.
Adelaide on a 3-game winning streak. They handled Sydney comfortably on Friday night, 89-79. Wins over Illawarra in southeast Melbourne in that streak as well. Goldie look, deferred pass to Lee. Humphries is a presence at both ends. He's got 9 points and changing shots at the other. Shot clock rolls to 10. Hands were good for Melbourne. Cameron for Bowen. He pushes the issue. Cameron went flying in for the rebound. And that one doesn't go for Goldie either.
It is, and Isaac Humphrey wanting a spell, going up against one of his former University of Kentucky teammates at the collegiate level. So there's a comfort level there when you're going up against someone that you know, and you know their personality as well as their game.
There's a lot of comfort level for him right now. He was absolutely gassed when he came to the bench. Did a lot of work in his first quarter. Classy finish from Nick Marshall.
Good to see him getting some... He's right in the rotation now. He served his time as an apprentice, Nick Marshall, and the work that he does. And I think it's one of the big advantages when you've got young emerging players where they go to NBL1 programs where they are the centerpiece of it. Yep. And having that responsibility really helps the development, which he has done with Mount Gambier over the last few seasons.
He's absolutely dominated with Mount Gambier over these last 2 years, as you mentioned. Jason Cadee over the top, and Adelaide extend their lead to 3. New soft touch from Marcus Lee.
Both teams not having too much of a problem getting into the paint. And the drop-off pass to the bigs has been productive for both these teams.
Mayan baseline. Marcus Lee wasn't watching, and when he turned around, Mayan slammed it right in his face.
Well, Dean Vickerman's seen enough. As we take a look at the Amy replay, and well, luckily he was a little late, or he might have needed some Amy health insurance as he's gone up and tucked that in. Very nicely done by Lat Mayan.
Great start of this game by Adelaide. They lead 25-22 in the Tangerine timeout. Isaac Humphries has made a good start as well, and Steph caught up with him pre-game.
Yeah, 3 wins is really good for us. I've realised the other day I have not been a part of such a successful team in the front end of the season before, so it's nice to be winning. It's a really good change for the franchise, and I think it's really welcomed by all the players who have sort of been through a bit of adversity on this team. So yeah, it's really good, but I think we found a really good unit at the start there. We found some really good combos, and having some big players come in and make some big plays and do good things for us has been really good.
He looks happy, and he looks like he's enjoying his basketball at the moment. To back that point of yours up from earlier, Jenna, his first 2 games he averaged 2.5 points, 2 rebounds, and was -56 collectively. In his last 3, 17.5 points a game, 7 rebounds, and +29.
And shooting 75% from the field. And I know a lot of his points are in the paint, but he's going up with confidence, and love the way he's playing these last 3 games and to start this game as well.
Adelaide lead by 3. Steph, you were listening in to Dean Vickerman.
Sure was. He's happy with the early start, allowing some momentum, and he wants more awareness at the rim.
Marcus Lee might be looking for a bit more awareness after that last play. Dellavedova for White. You're seeing it more and more with this Melbourne team.
Well, that's a beautiful pass by Dellavedova, but that is just very rare athleticism. Beautiful hops by Jack White, and he's off to a flyer. 9 points already, 4 or 5 from the field.
Harrell plays through contact. They keep coming up with answers, Adelaide. Mayan blocks White. Inside the final minute, momentum right now with the visitors. And they add to that, Kendrick Davis with his first points.
Let's be concerned, 29 points already in the quarter. For the Adelaide 36ers, that's not what Melbourne United and the Dean Biggerman team's normally accustomed to, although they've had a few quarters like this season.
Gave up 33 in the second quarter against Cairns last Sunday here.
Adelaide shooting at 65% from the field.
Mayan with 5 on the clock, drops it off for Harrell. No foul.
A lot of ball. Jack White. Again, throwing in both ends of the floor. She might have been a little body in there. I don't think we would have been overly complaining if they had called the foul, but one of those ones where Jack White gets the benefit of the doubt.
2.4 off the inbound for Adelaide. Kadee will have to throw up a prayer, and the clock beats him. Bonus possession for Melbourne with 1.6 left.
Yeah,
Adelaide making stubs. Last 1.6, bring on their defensive team.
Making a slight adjustment to the clock.
Oh, 0.3.
Katie!
Is it?
Now 3 seconds.
seconds.
Which is a nice little bonus for Melbourne. Detz reaches in and fouls Dellavedova.
Well, it's been one of the lower fouling quarters we've seen. Only 3 fouls called in the quarter, so they had a foul to give.
Too busy shooting to worry about fouling, both teams.
Quality contest.
.8. Added back onto the clock for Melbourne. Low left open for 3. It's the 36ers who take a lead into quarter time, 29-24. A fun start to Sunday hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Quarter time on Sunday Hoops. The Adelaide 36ers, off the back of 3 straight wins, have brought all of that momentum and all of that confidence to John Cain Arena this afternoon. They lead 29-24. 9 points from Isaac Humphries, 8 from Sunday Dech, and for Melbourne United, Jack White is their leading scorer with 9 points. Jenna O'Hea, Andrew Gaze in commentary.
Adelaide are getting into the paint very easily. For a good defensive team such as Melbourne United to let Adelaide get into the key so often with real high-quality shots is a concern for Melbourne.
Would that be frustrating, Dean Vickerman, do you think? I think I know the answer to, that one. Low, Krebs, Bowen, Clark and Illy on the floor for Melbourne. Marshall, Davis, Kadee, Mahan and Harrell for Adelaide. Here is Jason Kadee, a milestone coming up next week. As he's fouled, game number 399 today.
Yeah, he's been reliable, and outside of the start of his career when he was involved in a horrific car crash, he's been relatively injury-free throughout the journey.
He's really that coach on the court. He really helps all his teammates out, and he's such a calming presence for his teammates.
We've seen it a lot this season already, Jenna, that when Mike Wells just needs to settle things down or get some control, he subs Jason Kadee into the game to do exactly that.
And this year, his shooting percentages are as high as they've been. Now, I know it's a relatively small sample size, and we see a push in the rebounding contest, but Jason has had his problems from the field with his efficiency, but with this role coming off the bench, still playing high-quality minutes, around about 18 a game, he's become a lot more selective.
Really tried to get Rob Lowe involved. He was fouled by Davis.
Huddles above the three-point line. Huddles above the three-point line on the first free throw, fellas. Thank you.
You can hear Ken Widgeon, our senior official this afternoon. It's been a big push this season. The speed game's up. Get things moving.
Well, our team, our co-commentators had to do a lot of padding towards the end of the last game, didn't they? So that game had no problem getting to the destination in a little quick time.
Arrived very early. Sydney winning that one comfortably at Kudos Bank Arena. 99-73 over the Cairns Taipans. There's a turnover. Ian Clark cranking up the defensive pressure, and it's what Dean Vickerman's calling for.
Yeah, you don't want to get in a dribbling wall when Ian Clark up the floor. That's one where Jay's got to pick a side and then just try and blow by him, just get it over the centre line and then try and re-establish your position, because you get into the wall with the back court, you start to worry about getting it over the centre line, and it can get a little messy.
Rob Lowe up to 6 points. Melbourne have cut it back to a 3-point game. It was as much as 7. It separated the two early in the quarter. Humphries has been the go-to man for Adelaide. It's working, so why not keep going to it?
And just allowed him to crab dribble to his preferred spot. Got to be more physical at trying to have him catch it a little wider. It's the Adelaide 36ers, they just pounding the paint. They've only taken 5 3-point field goal attempts. They're 2 of 5 from the 3-point line, where they're the #1 3-point shooting team in the competition. Another example, Davis just waltzes in to the paint, and a relatively simple runner.
Low for 3. He was 1 of 9 for the season from outside coming into today.
What's the contrast, because that's the 12th 3-point field goal attempt.
Foul on Shea Illy. That's his first. Here's the Amy replay. Always been a really good shooter in this league. Lowe just a little slow to get going this season.
And you saw it in the first quarter, he actually gave up a couple of open ones, so hopefully that gives him confidence and you can shoot well this game.
Well, you're spot on, Jack. When he was involved in on-balls, it was a switch. You had to switch because he was always picking and popping, was a real threat from the three-point line. Now, he still can do it, but he's less reliant on it these days as he's gotten older than he was a few years ago. And you saw that time Isaac Humphries was just almost conceded in the help. No switch, and he was wide open.
Two contrasting styles on Sunday Hoops. Adelaide by 5. Clark got to a nice spot. Always comfortable in the mid-range. He has 8 points. Krebs reaching in. Foul against. Jason Cadiz sits down. First look for you, Jenna, and Kendrick Davis. What are you seeing so far that you're liking?
I'm a big fan of Davis, and I know there was some talk about him early in the season, but I really like what he brings to this Adelaide team. He gets his feet into the paint. He's a really good distributor, as we just saw there. And he can also knock down the three, so I think he's been really great for this team, and I love what he's able to create for his teammates as a point guard.
Looks like he's worked it out. There's always a couple of teething issues when you're a new import coming into the league, but Drew, it looks like now he knows exactly what he needs to do.
What is, and it's he hasn't had that. This is his first international experience. He played in the G League, if I'm not mistaken. But anytime you're playing at a big college, and he went to 3 schools, TCU, SMU, and also went to Memphis, and as a senior, a 5th-year senior, I might add. 22 points a game and 5 assists, so he has been a scorer at a really high level. And as he works out the international game and the different nuances with the rules, he's only going to get better.
Humphries makes the second to the groans of Melbourne fans who are hungry as it sort of creeps past 5 o'clock local time. 39-35. Adelaide still holding firm. Clark off the window has 10 points.
Clark's been terrific to start this first half for Melbourne United. He's been a real shining light.
And he's presenting some problems.
4 of 6 from the field. Former NBA champion. Davis attracts a crowd. Shot clock down to 7. Vasiljevic still a long way from the cup. Humphries crashes the glass. The officials will have a chat. Adelaide ball.
I like that when an official can see, hey, I didn't see it. And he gets some help from his teammates rather just, well, I think it's this way and guessing. Just have a more collegiate approach if you don't know.
Timeout Melbourne. 39-37. 6.5 minutes before half-time. If you have just joined us, Adelaide led by 5 points at quarter time. We're going to coach's challenge here on the out of bounds.
Well, there was some uncertainty from the one official. Let's have a look. Well, was that Isaac's hand? Or was that Shea Illy's hand? Shea hits it there. No, that's off Isaac, I think.
Looks like Isaac to me.
My word, it does.
I don't think I've ever got a challenge correct, though, so don't take my word for it.
Well, the call was...
We're not great either, to be honest.
The officials, the call actually said it came off his hip, so maybe he thought, right there, it came off Rob Lowe's hip, but from that angle, it doesn't look like it.
Coach's challenge is successful.
That's very nice of the officials to come and notify us.
It's lovely.
And I think it should be standard procedure. They do it in the NBA and the WNBA. And just so the broadcast, we can more accurately let the audience know what is going on.
Do you want to put that in the Monday debrief, do you? That from now on, that's what you want when you're on these games?
Not just me, but it's about the audience, and it needs to be an agenda item.
Add it to the list.
I'm taking notes right now. Steph, you were listening to Mike Wells.
I sure was, and it seems Ian Clark with his 10 points has put a target on his back. They want to lock him down.
Looks like Sunday Detch has been given that assignment. Got Clark up in the air. Offensive rebound by Starling, who's out there to give some minutes for Adelaide. Lowe walks into the three. Got it! Melbourne in front.
Yeah, it's hard for Isaac Humphries. He went back instinctively, trying to protect the rim. And Lowe, we know what he's capable of. Already knocked one down.
Davis slices his way through.
That was pretty. He knew they were hard hedging. The possession before, he was back at the halfway line. That one, he split it, able to get 2 feet in the paint.
He has 9 points on 3 of 4 shooting. And time for Lowe. Davis surveying the options. Tick down to 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Final game of round 4 here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Clark dances his way in for 2. Timeout Adelaide.
Well, it looks like a bit of fatigue kicking in for the Adelaide 36ers. And a couple of breakdowns on the defensive end, both guarding the ball and where the help's going to come from.
The Tangerine timeout. Isaac Humphries pretty animated there.
Someone who hasn't been very animated today is Harrell. He's
very quiet.
He's been very demure today. Just hasn't been his usual energetic, enthusiastic self on the court. So I think that he really needs to get himself going.
Well, the other one too, that it's a different set of circumstances. DJ Vasiljevic, he's the leading scorer. But when they are tag teaming him with both Shea Illy and Matthew Dellavedova, that'll be a nightmare, because they are 2 elite defenders that are up and in, and they don't help. They're just focused in on him and saying, hey, someone else is going to beat us. And early on, he was creating some driving lanes and some good penetration, but DJ in this one has only got off 3 shots. He's 1 of 3 from the field. He's got the 2 points.
Are we seeing a little momentum swing here, perhaps?
There hasn't been I know that they had an early advantage to Adelaide, but I never really felt like there was a huge momentum thing. It was just the way it's going, but it's trending the right way for Melbourne United at the minute.
They lead by 1. Vasiljevic trying to step back on White. That's no good with the left hand. Still cannot find some breathing room. DJ Vasiljevic. Golding drives and scores. His first points in game number 450.
He doesn't get inside the 3-point line for field goal attempts very often. But it all opened up for him on that occasion. Montrez, I think he had a blown tyre there, but was still able to figure out a way to use his touch to put it in.
Just a slight puncture, not a full-blown puncture, just a little one.
A little low leak. Those annoying nails in the tile.
Get the puncture kit out.
10 seconds.
10 seconds off the inbound. Melbourne 1 up. Marcus Lee And White, he thought he was fouled. He's got 11 points. 3 Melbourne players in double figures now.
A lot of standing around and watching on the weak side off the ball by the Adelaide 36ers.
Here we go. 2 shots.
Something that Jack White does so well is cut off the ball. That's how he's able to get so many of his baskets in the paint. He just cuts really hard and his guards are able to find him.
And when you've got the DNA with that sprint in his leg and the power, he's got a fair chassis on him, and he can just go up and power through guys. Jackie boy, I can smell the flame grill.
Don't sit too close to him when this happens, Jenna. He gets very hungry very quickly.
Oh, geez.
He starts to get a little bit of saliva. Just wipe it away. Melbourne, who have had the better of Adelaide in quarter number 2. Deep from Humphries. And Harold takes care of the rebound. Vasilevic looked up, saw that Illy wasn't on the floor, but defers to Detch, who's unsuccessful after a fast start. Premium ball movement from Melbourne United.
Beautiful transition basketball. Barely hit the ground. Pass, lay up to finish.
So far with the games we've seen this season, they have looked the most, Melbourne United that is, the most explosive when they are running in waves, attacking the rim in transition. Chris Goldie begging for a review for Dean Vickerman. There's the challenge of the defensive transition. Cameron made a basket and he's subbed out.
Montrezl Harrell leads the league in rebounds, at second in the competition in the plus-minus category too.
I'll tell you what,
I'm not sure how many more false alarms you can have in a half.
Well, they've been to the free throw. They're actually not terrible, 8 of 11.
This is the one.
And he's been okay from the free throw line.
It's back to 3. And White denied by Humphries. Such a presence in the paint.
He's having an unbelievable game. Isaac Humphries at both ends of the floor. The rim protection. Time goes up vertically and all ball.
Dangerous from this situation, Melbourne. Set plays off inbounds is their specialty. Dellavedova extends and he's got 5 points. Vasilevic a bit sloppy. Guess who's on the bottom of the floor? That was Dellavedova, but he couldn't come up with it.
It's just relentless. The pursuit, the determination of Matthew Dellavedova. It's great to watch. We get all excited about the alley-oops, the dunks, and the trickery and wizardry with the basketball, but the purists just love to see the hustle, the ball pressure.
That's Matthew Dellavedova.
Yeah.
That's what he's known for. That's what he does every time he steps on the floor.
Humphries has 12. Equal leading scorer in the game with Clark and Lee of Melbourne United. Low, I should say. Davis. And Golding comes up with it. Takes the youngster to school.
They're going to count it too. They're going to count the bucket for some basket interference. Little shake and bake behind the back. Gets to the rim.
I love that. His shot's not falling from the outside, which is what he's known for, but he's been in this league for a long time, played a lot of games, so he's trying to find his way, getting feet in the paint, getting to the free throw line.
He's 35, but back in his younger days when he first came into the competition, he was bouncing. And it might have actually crossed his mind then that I might just test to see if I can still get up there. He attacked that rim very aggressively.
Do you think it'd still be there?
I don't think so, not to that level.
Maybe a little backboard slap or something on the way through. Humphries lays it up. 14 points, and you heard Mike Wells straight away again go back to that. He's in this sort of form, Isaac Humphries. He's near on unstoppable. Reload through Davis. Shot clock rolls down to 10. Inside the final minute of the first half.
Mouse in the house.
Harrell straight through the middle of Golding. Not the first time, got it the second time.
Wow, that's power. No help coming. He just runs over the top of Chris Golding. Let's have a look here.
That's more like it.
That's what I've been missing this game from him.
The timeout's been called by Melbourne United. It's that loud in here that no one on the floor's heard it.
Are they doing that for a challenge, was it? Or just reassess the situation with 49 seconds? You can't carry him over, so Team Vickerman may just want to set something up.
His team lead by 4. The 9th season in charge for Dean Vickerman. Coach of the year in 3 of those. He's one of the highly credentialed coaches we have here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Let's take a listen.
Right here, all right. We're running circle 2. Robbie, you're going to be the screener on this one right now, though. All right. Whitey's over here. Dal pushing you to this side right here.
Circle 2 or circle 4? 2.
Circle 2. But he's just coming. Bang, you're coming off CG. Shay, if you've got something to the lane, all right, you got CG spotting up here, you got Whitey here, you got Robbie here. We're going fairly quick on this one. If you don't have it, you don't have a lane, pull it back out and let Whitey use that and use Whitey's screen right now. Here we go. Here we go, go, we go.
53-49. 49 seconds remaining in the opening half. There's Havana Brown in the Reebok Influencer seats today. Gazy, I know she's high on your Spotify list. One of the best DJs that this country's ever produced. And Annabelle alongside her, 4-time Olympian, 4-time Commonwealth Games Australian diver.
It's a hot ticket. I want to come and watch the hoops. Very close to another sellout here for Melbourne United.
Harold cuts it back to 3. There's 8 points and 5 rebounds, so...
Oh, see it. Look at it, 2-3 zone.
And that left Golding open. That's the ultimate way to bust the zone. Oh, Illy's called for a block, and I wonder whether Melbourne look at this.
One official gave the signal for a flop. The other official...
So we got the blocker foul, and I got a flop.
So Kenny's signaling a flop on the same play. We can have both. We can. Yeah, so it's all good.
And they're going to give themselves a flop warning as well as the foul.
He's got to take some contact. He didn't take contact. He's just gone down. Yeah.
Chris Golding's face told the story there.
In his 450 games, I don't think he's seen that before.
it'd be interesting to see if they stay in this 2-3 zone. The ultimate zone buster and Chris Golding will make him think about it. I think it was just coming out of a timeout. He knew that Dean Vickerman was going to draw up a play, so he tried to blow it up with the zone defense, and this time they go back to a man-to-man.
Mo's had a good first half, has 12. Sunday Jetch all over Golding. Billy burst through. Tough finish. Still plenty of time for Adelaide. Harrell down the middle. Humphries got it away, doesn't count. A 6-point lead to Melbourne United at halftime in a high-scoring exhibition of Sunday hoops.
Very high scoring, very fast paced. We had lots of subs, especially in that first quarter. Slowed down a little bit in the second quarter, but just some really high quality basketball. I don't think the defense has been terrible, but it's 58-52 going into halftime.
Very similar to what we saw last week against the Cairns Taipans.
Sure is. Ian Clark's had a big first half and he's with Steph.
He sure is. Ian, you're up at halftime, but you're pretty tight. How do you break away into the second half?
I think we got to try to keep them out the free throw line. I think we're doing a good job with their key guys, trying to make them take tough shots. But I think we got in the bonus a little bit too early, so we got to do a better job there in the second half.
Isaac Humphries is playing particularly well for the 36ers. 14 points to his name. How do you shut him down?
We just got to show him a better crowd. We know he's good, finishing around the rim. He got a good touch. I think we got to do a better job of helping our 5 men get some digs and make them uncomfortable down there.
Thanks. Good luck.
Thank you.
Melbourne by 6 at halftime. Big second half coming up next at John Cain Arena. This is Sunday Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Welcome to the Chris Golding Show. 50 points.
It's going up. It's going in.
You are kidding me, Chris Golding. Chris Golding weeps with joy. Melbourne have their championship.
Chris Golding, a once-in-a-generation shooter. It is a resume that is exactly that. The gold standard in game number 450, a three-time NBL champion, scoring champion in 2014, the 2018 Grand Final MVP, where he took that series apart, and today becomes the 31st player to play 450 games.
And an Olympian as well, and done some great things over the years for the Australian team, and just the way in which he's been able to keep his body in shape and maintains a high level of competitiveness and enthusiasm for the game. So he's fun to watch when he gets it going and he sees that ring and everything starts to drop for him. He's one of the more entertaining players in the competition.
Entertaining first half this has been.
Very entertaining, very high scoring. And as I said, I don't think the defense has been terrible, but the offense has been just really high paced. Some really tough shots being made, but I do think Adelaide have been able to get into the paint a lot, which has been troubling for United. But United are just so good in transition. Once they do get stops, they are running.
The biggest issue that Melbourne have had is Isaac Humphries, and he's a very, very big issue. 7 foot, in fact, but in the first half, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 6 of 9 from the field. Everything he's touched has turned to goal.
Yeah, and you see it around the basket. They're making a target of him, and also in the pick and roll. There was another example of it. They're doing a really good job of finding him, and he's putting a lot of heat on the rim. And you take a look at the Blackmore's shot chart. That wouldn't have been his shot chart 5 years ago. He would have tried one, perhaps a 3-ball here or there, or even a mid-ranger. Now he knows where his strength is, and credit to the Adelaide 36ers, the way in which they're exploiting him down low, and his energy levels up and down the floor, both the offensive, defensive transition. He's moving really well.
The story of the day, no question about it, though, is for the South East Melbourne Phoenix, who lost last night to the Brisbane Bullets. They are winless to start NBL25, and today they made the move and terminated Mike Kelly's contract. Here's the statement from Simon Mitchell, the General Manager of Basketball Operations. We deeply respect and appreciate and thank Mike for his hard work and dedication, but they believe it's time to move the team forward and to go in a different direction. Were you surprised?
It's early. I know it's 0-5, but it's still pretty early, and I think, unfortunately, the perception of Mike, based on what he had to deal with last year, made it real tough for him. And, you know, he's always going to be a gentleman. He's a class guy. But last year, he was dealt a hand that you could have Phil Jackson backed up by Greg Popovich and throw in the veteran John Wooden. It wasn't going to make any difference to the way the results of Phoenix last year. And then, of course, starting this season, 0-5 hurt him. I think they were still trying to find their way. They looked a little unorganised on both ends of the floor. And unfortunately for Mike, he's the one that's going to go, and Sam McKinnon steps in, and the household of the McKinnons gets a little bit more tense, perhaps a few extra sleepless nights, Jenna, for the next little while. But I don't know, hopefully not. What has Sam been told about what lies ahead?
Yeah, so he's been told that he's the interim head coach, and Sam and Mike are great friends and have been for a really long time. And Mike he's a gentleman, as you said, so he wished Sam and the Phoenix the best of luck. He really wants this club to be successful. So it's been an interesting morning and afternoon in my household, but I wish Sam all the best. And I know there's been things that have said that it's done for Phoenix, but it is not. Well, there's a long time to go.
And I've been saying this the whole way. I think Mike, Sam, Simon Mitchell have done a terrific job with the team they've put together. So he's got a lot of tools to work with. And if it's not Sam in the long term, I think it's going to be a really attractive position for a head coach.
Their next game is Melbourne in the throwdown in this venue next Sunday afternoon. 58-52 is United's lead at halftime here at John Cain Arena. Great to have your company for Sunday Hoops at John Cain Arena. 58-52, Melbourne United leading over the Adelaide 36ers at halftime in Chris Goulding's 450th game. And Montrezl Harrell just starting to have a little bit of an impact the longer this game goes on. But Jenna, Ian Clark has had an impact on this game almost from the opening tip.
I would have liked to see him get a few more minutes in that first half. I thought he was really rolling. He was shooting really well from the three-point line to start the game. And these are some tough shots, but he's a beautiful three-point shooter. And then he was able to get on the rim as well. He made some nice passes. He was really terrific for United in that first half.
Always seems to have time. He's never rushed.
Never, ever. I really enjoy watching this guy play. He can score in multiple ways. Really getting downhill here, finishes with the left and right hand, floaters, mid-range, three-point shots. He's a very difficult person to defend.
12 points on 5 of 7. The reigning sixth man of the year, but we're seeing him start this year, Drew, and he seems to be enjoying it.
Well, it is, and you know, you look at some of those clips, and maybe the Adelaide 36ers need to reassess some of their defensive strategies. Giving up 58 points in a half of basketball is too many.
That'll be good for the confidence of DJ. Only 2 points in the first half.
I love that they went to him straight from the third quarter. He really struggled to get going. He's had Illy and Daly on him, but that was a great take.
Illy at the other end.
It certainly is. I've been impressed because DJ sometimes can take matters into his own hands and just start blazing away, but he's been very patient in this one and picking his times. Hasn't been a lot of opportunities because of the D.
Illy all up and in. That's a tough look. Low with a handoff to Goulding. Pull up in front of Humphries. He's into double figures now. 4 of Melbourne's 5 starters have 10 or more. The 36ers with a 3-game win streak coming into today. Got a bit of catching up to do. Harrell, offensive board. Sunday Dets wide open. He's now 2 of 4 from outside. Knocked down his first couple. Goulding. Got it.
Davis made the mistake. He saw an opportunity where there was a fumble of the ball and he left Chris Goulding, and he just needs the slightest of windows and he's going to knock him down.
He becomes the game's leading scorer now. 5 of 9 from the field, Chris Goulding.
You can't keep the great man down for long, can you?
Humphries out of options and threw a bullet in the direction of Harrell. Goulding, no look fine for White. Simply brilliant from Chris Goulding. Timeout Adelaide. Melbourne make their move at the start of the third.
Yes, danger time as we take a look at the Amy replay. There's the one that I was talking about with the gamble, with a loose fumble. And down the other end, Chris Goulding. And it's another move off the ball by Jack White, which we spoke about in the first half. Just constantly reading the eyes of his defender, gets behind his defense for the easy two-hand stuff.
Look at the body language on the Melbourne United bench in this Tangerine timeout. They're feeling pretty good all of a sudden.
They are. They're dancing, getting the crowd involved, and this is a great crowd to get involved on this Sunday afternoon. They are loving themselves sick right now.
67-54. Roblo has 12, White 13, Clark 12, Goulding 13.
And Chris has made his last 4 in a row. So he had a shaky start, but now he's seen a couple go through and he becomes so much more dangerous, particularly when he starts playing with the house's money and he sees that they've got a nice little 13-point buffer. That'll even encourage him to perhaps express himself a little bit more than what he normally would now that it's number 4 Fitty.
We also can't forget about Shea Illy, who's playing that incredible defense on DJ, but also has 6 points and 6 assists on his own. So he is certainly bringing it himself.
The next couple of minutes Very important for Adelaide. Mike Wells trying to reload after a bit of a shaky start to the third. Harrell stripped. White dives on that ball. Officials let it go. Looks more like a scrum. Melbourne ball.
Dean Vickerman up and about and applauding. He loves the energy, loves the effort. And good hands by Jack White. The dive on the ball. You're not a baller if you don't have sort of permanent scars on your hips. You know, when you're from those diving on the ball.
I wasn't a baller there.
I beat him to it. I got the ball. I'm down. There we go. That's good hustle play.
Just get on the floor and...
You don't take the Ferrari through the paddock, Drew. You let other people do that stuff.
Oh, but every now and again, you just got to lead by example.
Low from outside.
Let's go!
Dodge a bullet there. The Adelaide 36ers. Just not happening for them right now. Only 2 points. It's quarter number 3. Harrell is fouled. White whistled for his first.
I wish I had $1 for every time Vickerman said Whitey. I would have a lot of money right now.
Rides him hard, doesn't he?
He does.
Free throws, it's just got to be above the free throw line. So if you bring him up here, you can talk longer.
Minimal
You don't
contact.
have to really stretch your imagination too far to see that Montrez will be back in the NBA at some stage, but he's still a relative young man. I mean, what is he, Jake, 30, 31, something like that?
30, yeah.
30 years of age, and gee, when you look at his numbers across some, mainly with the Clippers, but you don't have to go back too far. 2021-22 season, averaging 11 points and 5 boards a game for Charlotte, that gets himself in shape. This is a good style of play to demonstrate that he's healthy and can play at the level.
A lot of issues with injuries. Blocked by Humphries. His body looks good though, Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah, my word.
Touch wood, he can stay fit and healthy, as you mentioned. And just as importantly, stay here for as long as possible. Shot clock at 7. Clark picked the pocket of Vasilevic. So smooth. He's that smooth, DJ didn't even know that he had his pocket picked.
That's good reaching by Clark.
It's a 13-point lead again.
They can smell it. They know that they can put this game away right now if they can get some stops. And that's not a high-quality shot. And the whole possession, the ball pressure, was exactly what Dean Vickerman would have been hoping for.
Golding with 13 points. And he's left that one short. Humphries with his 5th rebound of the game. They go with 14 points. 36ers searching for buckets. They just cannot score. Clark from deep.
They dodged the ball, the Adelaide 36ers. The last 2 possessions, some okay looks from the three-point line.
Harrell through Golding again. Not that time, though.
Jack White is working so hard. He's called for a sub, but still trying to get up and down the floor here.
Golding. Not that time. 2 of 8 now from outside.
Just feel like they're looking for the knockout blow rather than just going through their sets and getting some a look at some cheaper baskets.
Same down there. He grabbed me.
We didn't say anything. Just called. We didn't say anything. We just blew 43.
Davis and Golding. Tangled up.
This Golding, we saw that last possession again when I think it was Montrez just going at it. He's got to a situation where his reputation is such, it has to be blatantly obvious for him to earn a charging foul. because of his perhaps exaggeration on some plays, that the officials now, unless it's something really obvious, he's not going to get a call.
This goes to the incredible depth of Melbourne United, but they have just subbed 5 on, 5 off.
Is it all 5, was it? That's the sort of stuff you normally see at the under 14s, perhaps. Won't see too much beyond that, but you're right. It's an indication of the depth and the timing.
I think also the work rate of Melbourne United to get this lead. Their defense was up and in. It was all over the place, and then getting up and down in offensive transition as well, that they all needed a sub.
And again, a low fouling quarter. There's only been 3 fouls called in total in the quarter.
His hands for Nick Marshall. On the floor with Khadib, Mayan, Harold, Vasiljevic. Montrez thought he was fouled. No call from the officials, and Cameron.
Another 3. They're just coming down, blazing away. They're in isolation. They're not necessarily really bad shots, but there's just a few of them. DJ has officially reached the frustration point and it's been worn down.
2 of 7 this afternoon on the back of 26 points on Friday night. Every single time that DJ's got the ball, he's attracted a crowd just like this. No foul again.
They can't score. They've only had 4 points in the quarter so far.
Harold very slow to get back to his feet and get into the Adelaide's offensive end.
I don't get stripped behind my left hand. Doesn't
signaling my wells, he needs a blow. Here he is there. He's trying to perhaps do a little too much. Thought it was foul, but there was no foul there. I also like the way, I don't know if it's just this game, but he doesn't win and complain to the officials. He might, express himself a little bit, but Delhi gets into his preferred spot.
They've got a big problem now, the 36ers. Game-high 15-point deficit. As Drewy said, they cannot score. Only 4 points in this third term. That'll help their cause. And it'll help Vasiljevic's cause too.
That's a tough shot. The defense by Melbourne United, they are just shrinking the floor. They're all in their plug positions, really stunting and helping, and the spacing of Adelaide has not been great.
And just the ball pressure alone, that's a tough shot. And it's a bad shot for DJ. And that's what I was talking about in the first half. He didn't get caught into that where he's going to just go and take some of those really tough ones.
Humphries blocked another shot. Khadib denied at the other end.
Jump ball.
Stay here, fellas, stay here. Next play,
possession arrow staying away of the 36ers. Look at Isaac Humphries. Another good read by him. Ignites the break. They can't score.
God, the ball's dead. What are we doing?
Well, you wouldn't have this problem if we had jump balls. I'm a big fan of bringing back the jump ball.
I like a jump ball.
I love a jump ball.
You can start a movement, you two.
I've tried.
You're two very powerful people. Marshall wide open. And rattles out, and it had to go. 2 of 12 from long range for the afternoon. An easy 2 for Marcus Lee.
Beautiful transition again for Melbourne United. Adelaide are leading the league in three-point percentage. They are at 17% currently in this game.
2 of 12. So, as opposed to 8 of 22. They just can't get anything going.
Slipping away from them quickly. The Delhi for Lee.
Oh, well, that's to burn one. He'd already used one earlier. He's only going to have one left. He was reluctantly trying to hang on with it, but this is quickly getting away from him.
Here it is on the Amy replay.
Daly has made a career of making those passes. I remember vividly with the Australian Boomers to Bainesy a lot, and now he's bringing it into Melbourne United as well.
It's an easy job for Marcus Lee if Daly's going to keep throwing him up there like that.
It certainly is, and they tried to force the defense to not use the screen, so you're in that help position, and Marcus Lee with that length and athleticism, as soon as he's behind Isaac Humphries, at the margin for error, because he's so athletic, Daly can throw it up anywhere near the rim, and he's going to go get it for him.
Where has it gone wrong for Adelaide in the third quarter, Jenna?
I think their spacing on offense has been really poor. I know Melbourne United are really shrinking the floor and really helping each other, but with Adelaide, they're all on top of each other, so they can't get any lanes to the rim, and then they can't get out to the open shooters. So I hope that's what Mike Wells was just talking about in that timeout. They've also got 9 turnovers for the game, which is a little too high, and only 8 assists, so they're not creating for each other. So there's a few things that are going wrong.
I was taking some notes. Steph was listening to Mike Wells in that timeout. Steph?
Sure was. It was a very fiery Mike Wells as well. Jenna mentioned earlier spacing was an issue for Adelaide. He certainly raised that. He said nobody at all is setting a screen, and he wants them to act more like a team. He says there are too many opinions on the court.
Wow. But what it is almost everything is coming off the dribble. And an indicator of that is you look at the assists. The Adelaide 36ers only have 8 assists in the contest, and that's because everything's dribble. Dean Bickerman wants to review.
Another coach's challenge.
Yeah, wants a challenge.
Thank you. Coach's challenge, Melbourne.
Thinks it should be their ball.
He signalled it.
He's got his confidence up after getting the last one right.
Well, I think he might be getting some help from the video coordinators that have a sneaky look at it. And that's in traffic, and I think he's going to win.
It's off Isaac again, isn't it?
I think it's off Isaac, and Isaac's body language tells a story too. When it goes out, drops his head as if to say, oh, gee, that's not a good poker face by Isaac.
You would have acted better than that, wouldn't you?
I would have walked away and been so confident that it was our ball.
The challenge,
I tell you,
will be successful. Melbourne ball.
Ken just doing a fine job of coming over and notifying score bench, commentators. And that's the way it should be. Next advancement should be the PA announcer, so he can then relay it to the 9,000 plus. Well, they see it's successful, but they want a little bit more detail.
I don't know how much more detail you can get than that.
No, the detail of why.
Successful is pretty self-explanatory.
Come over, no. But they successful because there was a deflection from Isaac Humphries as Kenneth came across and told us. I like the detail.
75-58 at John Cain Arena.
Oh dear, 1-3-1 zone. And the baseline guy got caught out.
Spin around, play. All of their defensive frailties are on show in the third quarter, unfortunately for Adelaide. Melbourne have sliced them to ribbons. Cameron works his way in. Marcus Lee is just always around the basket cleaning up.
Yeah, this is starting to get a little messy for the Adelaide 36ers. Again, dribble. Too much of it.
Numbers against Kadid. Mayan, nice finish. Haven't seen a lot of Black Mayan today, only 13 minutes.
No, he had the nice dunk in that first half.
Melbourne make a big move in the third quarter. 19 points is their advantage heading into the last. 79-60. You're watching Sunday Hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. $79-60 at John Cain Arena. Melbourne United in front, and it was a third quarter that belonged to them. 21 points to 8. They were in full force.
They really were. That was an impressive quarter by Melbourne United. I think it really was ignited by the defensive end. They were able to get so many stops and then run out in transition, and they're cooking right now.
And there's the Mitsubishi Motors 3-point leaders. As we finish off the round, DJ Vasiljevic not out there to start the fourth quarter. Chris Golding has knocked down a couple today. A lot of work for the 36ers to do. What did they talk about at three-quarter time, Steph?
Things are still boiling over, but this time it wasn't Wells, it was Lat Main. He was punching the seats in frustration. In terms of Mike Wells, he said, this time, keep calm. We need to play our own basketball and play hard defense.
Well, he wouldn't have been happy with that defensive performance.
Oh, that's as fundamentally as bad as you want to see on a simple pick and roll. And what about the efficiency of Melbourne United? They've only got 4 turnovers in the entire game.
And 21 assists.
In contrast, 11 turnovers and 9 assists for the Adelaide 36ers.
Shot clock at 3.
Oh, there's one more.
Adelaide get the ball back, and Humphries runs the floor. Hard foul by Lowe.
On his arm, 2 shots.
We've seen enough already. Only played a minute in this one, and DJ's back in as is Sunday. Kadee and Lat Main check out. Oh dear.
It's interesting.
Well, it is. It's just ruined it. How you can get such a soft landing on the back of the rim and for just to dribble in. But Isaac has had his challenges from the free throw line this season. 46%. Ooh. Not great.
It's not ideal.
19-point lead to Melbourne.
They are just eviscerating him with the on-ball screens.
Carving them apart in anything that they run.
Pick and roll, and if you're gonna, it's passive help. So whoever's guarding the screen is sort of helping, but no ball pressure, and then there's no rotation on the weak side. And as such, it's becoming easy for the roller. Chris Golding's rolled his ankle, and he's gone down in all sorts of pain. Looked like he stumbled on the three-point line. There was no contact. It didn't hit anyone's foot. Just he has had ankle issues throughout the journey. Sometimes they can just be stingers, where it's gone straight to the locker room. And hopefully it's nothing too serious.
He'll check out of the game. Steph will stay across that one. Low, Dellavedova, White, Clark, and Illy out there for Melbourne. Marshall, Davis, Harrell, Vasiljevic, and Detch for the 36ers. There's the rebound by Sunday Detch. 8 points.
Hasn't been shy to let him fly. 2 of 7 now from the three-point line for Rob Lowe.
Marshall with the shot clock down to 8. Works his way into the paint. Lowe's whistle for his 4th.
They're going to challenge it.
Here we go again.
They're going to challenge it. And it was Riz Carter, one of the assistants on the sideline, that quickly went to Dean Vickerman and said, let's have a look at this.
What's the most successful challenges in a game?
This is normally Pete Hooley's area. He's the one that stays across the stats on Coach's Challenge. But I would say that I don't remember too many games, Jenna, we've had 3 successful challenges.
Well, I'm not sure. Was that the actual... Was that... Are you sure you got the right vision, that that's where the foul was? Well, it must be. It wasn't there. Oh, I think he's got a very strong chance of winning this challenge as well. Was it called a hands foul, was it?
A challenge of a hands foul, confirmation of that for the replay centre.
Okay, mate, it was that first one, I guess, but it looked like it was a lot of ball.
And the challenge we're hearing is unsuccessful. Scott Butler standing by for us in the replay centre. Scott, take us through that one.
Hey guys, so when you look at some of the baseline camera angles, you see on the tip back, the offense gets the hand of the ball, and you see Rob Lowe actually take the shooter's hand on the tip back. One of the best camera angles is probably camera 4.
Okay, maybe we didn't get the best camera angle. That would explain a lot. So it looked like there was a lot of ball on that one, but a different camera angle. So thanks for that, Scott.
Well, Marshall's missed the first. There's a lot of hungry basketball fans in this venue.
It's got to be the greatest promotion ever in the history of sport.
Absolutely. When you talk to people who come from overseas to an NBL game, they can't believe it. They love it.
Yeah. Penetration way too easy.
Rob Lowe sends Vasiljevic out of here. Illy trying to isolate White, who's got the mismatch on Davis. Late clock, Dellavedova lays it up. That is too easy.
Wow. Montrez got screened out, and that opened up a wide open lane, but you got to do better on the ball. Yes, you're going to need some help. is, but you can't just have a guy pick it up from the three-point line, straight line, drive it, and uncontested layup.
Oh, rid of Lowe.
Harrell is a you're going to have, with Adelaide 36ers, that's going to be 5,000. Rob Lowe, Marcus Lee checks in for him, but the thing I love about Montrez is he's not selfish. He's not out there trying to get his own, and he is a screener.
Yeah.
He's happy to give it and go set screens and do a lot of the grunt dirty work. And if you're DJ Vasiljevic, you're going to management and saying, I'm happy to just, if you need a few extra shillings for the big man, I'm happy to perhaps go to the personal account, because he is going to make life a whole lot easier for DJ. And also in that, I include Davis.
What a lob! Delvin over for one! Spectacular! Wow!
How's about where the pass was made from? A couple of metres over the centre line. The athleticism of Jack White is on show, but do not underestimate how spectacular a pass this is. Pinpoint accuracy. Matthew Dellavedova. Hello. And you're going to see that on Jack White's highlight reel, but that is just an exceptionally good pass on the Amy replay.
Steph, Melbourne United doing this without Chris Goulding at the moment. How's he looking?
They are. He's back on the bench. It was walking a lot better, but they have confirmed he's sprained his knee. He is still available, but they're telling me it'll be situational. They'll only play him if they need him, and at this stage, it's with a 20-point lead at the moment. It's not looking like they'll be playing him.
Did you say knee? Did you say knee?
A knee.
Oh, really? Well, that's probably a little bit more concerning, but it looked like it was his ankle when it happened right in front of us, so that's also some good information to have.
Six minutes to go. Melbourne inflicting all sorts of damage on Adelaide.
Well, whatever their rules are on an on-ball screen or a handoff, they need to reevaluate.
It doesn't look like there is many rules, to be honest.
All right, now, Montrez comes up high because he knows he's got a shooter, and there is no one there to help on the roller. Now, to me, if you're going to come high, you've got to come high with ball pressure to make that pass or hopefully get a deflection or think about it, but you certainly need some help on the weak side as well.
Definitely need help on the weak side. I think it needs to be more in line with the screen, though. Just dropping too far back, it's hard to get ball pressure from there.
13 points for Marcus Lee. 5 players in double figures. There's another rebound to go with it. Much better performance than what we saw last Sunday. Just getting whatever they want.
Whatever they want, whenever they want. And gosh, it must be nice for these Melbourne United players to have point guards like Matthew Dellavedova and Shea Illy, who just serve them up on a platter for them to be able to have layups or open three-point shots.
22 points now, game-high lead.
Well, they've just worn the Adelaide 36ers down. When Adelaide were fresh early on, it was competitive, but perhaps that 2 games in, 36 hours or thereabouts, it starts to take its toll. Not trying to make an excuse, but that's the reality of it against this Melbourne United team that really will test you.
They haven't played since last Sunday, so... As you say, certainly not making any excuses. This is a Melbourne team generally that have been a class above, particularly in the second half.
They've been super impressive, and as Gazy and I've been saying, they've just been able to get whatever they want off those on balls. getting 2 feet in the paint and finding open players, open drives, open lanes. It's just been open everywhere. It's going to be hard to lose games when you have 6 players in double figures.
3 on the goal. 2 shots. 2 shots, guys.
Next Sunday is the next assignment for both teams. Melbourne United will host the South East Melbourne Phoenix here, after beating them earlier in the season in the throwdown. And Adelaide will host the Tasmania Jack Jumpers, who were demolished yesterday by the Illawarra Hawks.
Uncharacteristically so.
Yeah, that was one-sided.
You got a trap. Sunday.
They lead by 26. If you have just joined us earlier today, Sydney, big winners over Cairns, 99-73. Sean Bruce, the star of the show, with 21 points, 6 of 6 from outside. And Lee got a piece of the ball, a piece of Starling, and knocks it out of play.
18 in the first half, I believe, so
Sean Bruce went mad.
Sean Bruce went mad. Absolutely bunter. And without Jalen Adams, just picked up the scoring slack.
Tyler Robertson in his first NBL start today. Davis will shoot 3 free throws.
Here we go, fellas. Next play. Enough. No more. Warning on the bench here, Jacob. Hey, 3 shots. Yeah, 3 shots, fellas. Here we go. KD's our shooter.
Who's creating the contact? Kenny, who's making contact on that?
Who's got the call? The defender's making the contact. We've got a warning on the bench.
That's good response. It's the defender making the contact. Oh, yeah. They've teased the Melbourne audience, in fact the entire state, and they've been there a lot. This is their 28th free throw. They've made 21 of them. And what are the rules on a 3 ball? If you still miss 2 and make 1 in their back-to-back 2, do we still get cheesies?
I want to say yes, but I don't feel like I'm in the position to say yes.
No, okay. Well, see, there you go. They missed 2 out of 3.
No.
No burgers.
I'm being told it's a firm no in my ear.
Jack Cowan, very generous, but not that generous.
Not that generous. You've still got your card, Drew. You can treat yourself. 4 minutes left here at John Cain Arena. It's been that sort of game for DJ. 3 of 12 from the field. Aliir rolls to the basket. Against his former team, he'll go to the line.
144. I don't know what you want me to do. All right, we're looking for it. Huddles above the 3-point line, fellas. We got 2 shots.
So catch Aliir, who was a development player with the 36ers last season. Brother Aliir plays AFL with Port Adelaide.
Yeah, he's another one. He's got really strong upside. And I saw firsthand what he can do from the 3-point line when we went down up to Frost to Mount Gambier in the NBL1. Dropped a lazy 35. We got the win though, so that's always a bit of an advantage. But that's neither here nor there. David, he's a good prospect. He has legit 3-point range and good size. He can spread the floor.
Delamodova baseline. Offensive foul.
I guess it was it for a hook? Let's have a look at the replay.
Just completely jumping backwards.
Jumped into him.
Took his head off.
a little bemused, Ellie. Adelaide, Jenny, you spoke about it earlier, the #1 three-point shooting team in the competition, 18% today.
Yeah, and you know what? The bulk of that, you give credit to Melbourne United and the way in which they've guarded the three-point line. In fact, they guard the three-point line better than any other team in the competition so far this season, so they make it a priority. And strategically, they do it right. But when you've got Shea Healy and Matthew Dellavedova at the head of the defensive snake, it is a very good starting point.
They do a really good job of shrinking the floor and makes it really difficult for the offensive team. And Adelaide have just looked out of sorts, I think. When they were rolling and having those 3 straight wins, they were getting their feet into the paint, drawing the defense, and then kicking it out to open three-point shooters. They just haven't had any of that today.
The competition's leading scorer. He's found the going a little tougher this afternoon. Krebs out there with Cameron, Dellavedova, Aaliyah and Bowen. Davis, Humphries, Mayan, Dech and Vasiljevic for Adelaide. He gets after that one. Dellavedova wide open. He can't make it count either. Krebs kept it alive. Great hustle from the bench unit. Here is Tanner Krebs. Relocates and drains it.
Crowd loved that one. He got up very high on that rebound, kept it alive, was able to get it back and nail that three-point shot.
27-point lead now. It is officially a blowout at John Cain Arena.
Had no space. It looked really crowded.
Clint Cameron from right in front of the Adelaide bench. Rubbing salt into the wounds. Mike Wells uses his last time out. Melbourne have absolutely blown Adelaide away.
Yeah, with the parity that exists from time to time, this might happen this season.
A Tangerine timeout. This one just totally got away from them.
Melbourne have been so impressive. Offensively, 26 assists and only 7 turnovers. So offensively, that is impressive. And defensively, they've just been all over Adelaide and haven't allowed them any open shots.
No, they haven't. In contrast, just in those two stats alone, 12 assists and 12 turnovers. To me, just way too much dribbling by the Adelaide 36ers. Ball getting stuck in the hands and need to get that thing humming from side to side, be a little bit more disruptive, trying to loosen the Melbourne United defense before you get into that attack mode.
30-point lead at John Cain Arena. A couple of minutes remaining. And if you're an Adelaide 36ers fan, you've experienced the highs and the lows this weekend. A big win on Friday night against Sydney at home, and today has been a long way away from that.
It is, and I suspect that Mike Wells, in his preparations throughout the week, is going to have a focus on how to defend the pick and roll and the DHOs.
Ben Christie out there on the floor, as is Jacob Rigoni, a couple of 36ers youngsters. Smooth.
Go, Flitty, get out there.
Little block. Coppins. A couple of Melbourne's young development players also getting an opportunity late. There's a Lear for 3.
Let's go, drag. Talk to him. You gotta see that, Bobby. Like that.
Interesting, only 12 minutes from Jason Kadid today. they played Kendrick Davis all the way to the end, pretty much.
He has been playing big minutes. Jason had those few turnovers in the backcourt with pressure up, and Mike Wells just seemed to go away from him.
And the attack on the rim, they've been rewarded with the 31 free throws. So they've got to their line, so that Mike Wells would be happy with that. In contrast, United, they're at 9 of 10. Some efficiency, but not getting there as much as they normally do.
Look good at the moment and left the hand from Krebs. He's giving them some nice punch off the bench this season so far. So what does it tell us about Adelaide? As I say, we've seen the best and the worst of them this weekend.
We have, and they were terrific on Friday night. They have not been at their best today, but a run is always going to end. And I think there's been a lot of learning that they can take from this today, and Mike Wells will learn a lot, and these players will learn a lot, and they'll be better for this.
Yeah, they're going to do their review, and they'll go through some areas where they come up short. But I like their squad. I think that they're going to be tough to beat. Now, it's hard when you're just getting completely pumped here, but this can happen in this league when it's so evenly balanced. If you are not on your game, and the quality of the opponents, it can happen. We've already seen it happen a couple of times this round. Certainly almost similar to what Melbourne United did to the Perth Wildcats in Perth. So you can't, this is not one of those games that you can overreact to. I don't think if the Adelaide 36ers just take your learnings and continue to grow and build.
Marshall, 8 points.
How they incorporate Jarrell Martin when he comes back in is also going to be an interesting one with Montrez, and whether they think that they can play together.
Campbell block. They can't score. A couple of seconds difference between the game and shot clock. Flint, Cameron and Davis hustle all the way to the end.
You got to respect Davis. The game's over, but he's still up and in and playing it out.
The home fans stand. It has been a very, very impressive showing from Melbourne United today. Big winners over the Adelaide 36ers, whose 3-game winning streak comes to an end. Melbourne far too good, 106-79.
Really great for Chris Golding in his 450th to get that win. We know he went down with that injury in the second half, but what a fantastic turnout for his milestone game and how he played and was able to contribute to this game, and Melbourne United were terrific.
Yeah, he got it going. He after a slow start, perhaps with the circumstances and everyone getting around him throughout the course of the week, he eventually found his rhythm. Unfortunately, he had that knee injury, but according to reports, he could have come back on, so hopefully it's not too serious for him, but just an impressive defensive display by Melbourne United. They end up holding the Adelaide 36ers to only 37 points, and in that last half, they were blanketed. Everything was really tough to come by. Every point, every shot was contested, and that's what you love to see. 8 points in the third quarter, 19 in the fourth. And anytime you're holding teams to 27 points in a half, it's good basketball.
It's their second big win of the season. They went to Perth last week and did a number on the Wildcats. And they've got the Phoenix next Sunday here in the Throwdown. They take their record to 4-2 for the season, Melbourne United, and Montrezl Harrell taking it upon himself to address the Adelaide 36ers post-game.
I like it. The new fella come in. He's got standards that he wants the team to have. He's got vast experience at the highest level, so nice work by Montrez.
Let's get over to Steph.
Well, Jack, you're talking about the highs and lows during the game, so we thought we'd bring you the highest of lows. We've got Rob Lowe with us, our former player of the game. Rob, congratulations on got the home win. How does it feel?
Yeah, really good. You know, we wanted to do better for the fans this week, and I think we put on a little bit of a show.
Really pulled away after half-time. What was the message from Dean Vickerman at the half?
Just defense, really. You know, we allowed too much in that first quarter, and we really wanted to sharpen that end of the floor.
So many teams with double figures on the board tonight. Was it that do something for your teammate mentality that United has been showing us?
You know, it's awesome, you know, seeing guys all the way down the end of the bench getting on the court, and it just shows the depth that we have as a team and the confidence we have in each other.
Enjoy it.
Great performance this afternoon from Rob Lowe. A polished performance from Melbourne United. 106-79, the final score here at John Cain Arena. We're going to come back and wrap it up on the other side of this as Chris Goulding celebrates 450 games. For the second time this season, Melbourne put the hurt on an opposition in a big way, 106-79. Here's the final score here at John Cain Arena, completely dominating the second half. They took control of the game and they look good at both ends of the floor.
They looked terrific at both ends of the floor. Defensively, they were superb, and then they had some showtime as well, as we're seeing from these highlights. It was a great performance by Melbourne United all round.
And you can tell by the assists, only 12 assists for the Adelaide 36ers, and to me, that's an indication of the problems that they were having, and everything was coming off the dribble. They got beaten on the boards, and the three-point shooting, as we mentioned throughout the call, they don't take a lot of them, but they've been really efficient. That wasn't the case tonight because of the defensives. Chris Goulding has a special moment with his little daughter.
Great celebration for 450 games. It didn't necessarily end the way he would have liked it. A knee issue that we're told is not super serious, so he'll be a bit of a watch this space ahead of next Sunday and the throwdown against South East Melbourne. But United go to 4-2 for the season now.
It is, and it's so tight, and anytime you can get an advantage as we take a look at what's coming up throughout the course of the week, and that United Phoenix game with Sam McKinnon at the helm, of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Good thing is he's got a week to prepare his troops.
Very interesting one on Friday night, Jenna. The Jack Jumpers and the Kings, two teams that aren't exactly firing on all cylinders right now.
We know they're both great teams. We just haven't seen it consistently this season, so that'll be a great matchup on Friday night.
That'll see us out from John Cain Arena on behalf of Gazy, Jenna O'Hay, Steph Baumgarten, and all of our team behind the scenes who are the best in the business as always. Thanks so much for being with us right across the weekend. We will be back on Thursday for the Bullets and the Breakers.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Camera left, presser, camera left. Camera right, presser.